Hello everyone. So just recently my enthusiasm for the old set of rules from Peter Pig called AK-47 Republic has been revived. One of the prompts for that was that Nick at British Legion began a project to complete a diorama along with another YouTube channel, sort of joint venture. But it was to produce a diorama based on one of the final scenes from the film The Wild Geese, starring Richard Harris and Richard Burton, Roger Moore. Very famous film set in a sort of fictional area of Africa. But in one of the final scenes, the heroes are attempting to escape from their situation by requisitioning a C-47 known as a Douglas Dakota in the UK, and flying out of the country in that. So I immediately remembered that many years ago I purchased on eBay a model of a DC-3, Douglas DC-3, which was a pre-Second World War aircraft, and the Douglas Dakota was the sort of military version of it that started to be made during the Second World War. So they're very similar aircraft. But yeah, I purchased the model. It was a 1/100th scale, so 15mm, which is ideal for my AK-47 Republic figures, and never got round. The idea was to paint it up as that same aircraft from the Wild Geese, but I never got around to it. It ended up in my attic. The original model, I'll put some pictures up of it as it was when I purchased it, or before I started work on it. It's from a company called Nostalgic Models from PPC Holland, and it was a snap together scale model. They do a whole range of commercial aircraft, and their main trait is that they're all produced in the liveries of various airlines, and this particular model was in the livery, so it's pre-painted in the livery of Piedmont Airlines. So in a way, you could you could almost use those models, straight out of the box. But it would have been a bit. That's too easy an option, really, and I doubt very much if Piedmont Airlines ever found any of their planes in their fleet in conflict in Africa after the war. So I continued with my original intention. Went up to the loft after I saw that video from Nick, and got it out, and this is the end result of my paint job on it. So I have really, this is a kind of homage to the film, really. So that is an excuse for some of the kind of strange appearances of this aircraft. What I'll do is also put up some pictures, hopefully get away without breaking any copyright infringements. I'll put up some pictures from the film The Wild Geese, some stills from that, but also some images of the original aircraft that was used in the film, because after the war a lot of transport planes went into sort of passenger service on small airlines, and the aircraft that was used in the film The Wild Geese was actually a plane in the fleet of an airline called United Air, which was a South African airline. So the reason I'm telling you this is basically, obviously in the film, the filmmakers had to disguise the livery to a certain extent, and certainly the logos and names and serial numbers and so on of the film, so that it couldn't be linked back to United Air. And the main way they did this, as I say, I will be showing you some stills from the film and comparison with the original aircraft as well. But the main way they did it was to paint what certainly looks to me like a massive kind of rusty effect along the side of the fuselage. So that is basically what I have done. I've painted over the original livery to paint it up in a livery similar to the one used by United Air, but I have then taken the steps that the film producers, film director took as well, which is kind of put on this kind of rusty look along the sides and obliterating the serial number on the tail, but leaving the livery there, to make it look as it appeared in the film. And the reason I say it's kind of an anomaly is that I'm sure the planes, well, I'm fairly confident that the planes were made from aluminium, which doesn't rust. So it's a bit of a kind of false look to the plane, and I'm aware of that, and it's not a mistake, but basically what I am doing, as I say, is paying homage to that film, which is one of my favourite films, especially in terms of films, set in the sort of African post-war conflicts in Africa. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show you. I've really kind of muddied it and dirtied it up and made it look as grubby and as tatty as I possibly can to reproduce the appearance in the film. It's going to feature in my AK-47 Republic games. It will look good on the table just as an objective possibly, but I might even be able to recreate some scenarios where people have to reach it and take off. I've purchased some strips of tarmac from Deep Cut Studios, which I think are going to be pretty useful, not only as roads but as representing runway and so on. Two of them side by side will be sufficient width for a runway. So yeah, I've got all that ready as well, and working on a lot of other projects at the moment, but that includes more terrain for AK-47, and then I've made some more purchases inevitably of figures. I'll show you all those on a later video. Just wanted to show you this today. But yeah, I was really pleased with the way this turned out. Tragically, the plane itself continued in service with United Air, but crashed, and everyone on board was killed in 1988, which is a bit of a sad end. Yeah, that's everything I've got to say, I think. Thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next video. Bye for now.